It's a classic looking bike with anything but classic performance. People have looked at it and our magazines have tested it, and they found that it was 104 grams lighter than the next latest frame set and 30% stiffer than that. So it really is, and always has been, a real kind of standard within the industry. So when we came to do the RCA, we said, well, how do we actually improve on that? We want to make it lighter than the lightest bike, but we want to keep the same level of stiffness. And one funny thing we found was when we were in the wind tunnel testing traditional bikes, or these classic bikes, was that the squoval shape we had for the R5CA turned out to be actually pretty aero. You take a square and it's really a bad aerodynamic shape, but you round off the corners and kind of put a little convex shape on the sides, and suddenly it turns from being a horrid shape aerodynamically to actually being better than a round tube. So we said, there's something to this. What can we do to make it even better? So the nice thing is we started with that squoval shape that was really optimized from a structural standpoint. And we said, well, if we just change the leading edge a bit, we can keep all the structural components of it, all the structural strengths, but improve the aerodynamics a bit as well. What we ended up with was the RCA here. And you can see kind of that shaping. This is still very, very traditional squoval shaping up here. But you can see as it gets down towards the bottom bracket more, it's got a bit change in the leading edge shape. So the shape is different all around the frame depending on the local requirements from both an aerodynamic and a structural standpoint. That allows us to get the frame lighter than the last generation. So now instead of being 104 grams lighter, it's going to be about 144 grams lighter than anything else. We found a way that we could combine all the performance elements, so the stiffness, the lightweight, the compliance and comfort, and the aerodynamics. And we combine those all in a computer iteration of the frame. So in development of this, we actually designed 95 different frames to come up with this one as the optimal. So there's a lot of work in it, but this concurrent structural and aerodynamic analysis technique we developed internally allows us to do it much quicker than we could in the past. Really, it's a technology platform for us. We only make 350 of the RCAs, but we'll take that technology we've learned in here and lay up how to make it super light, how to keep the stiffness, how to get the aerodynamics, and that comes through all the model lines. So you'll see that over the next year. The technology that's involved in this frame will be in all the frames.